Welcome in, everybody. This is the Tony Cotillo Show. As always, make sure you like and subscribe at Tony Cotillo Show on all social formats. I wanted to get involved in here a little bit. Tons of talk in the NFL, and I get off a great pod with my man Jeff Warren over there at the Philly Sports Table Podcast, which I absolutely love. And we were talking grades of the Philadelphia Eagles, and we were talking about obviously some of the head coaching things that are going on. And it just made me say, you know what? I got to get on and talk about it a little bit because I'm ready. I'm ready for Monday Night Raw tonight, by the way, on Netflix. So I figure, give me about 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes before let me hop on and talk some birds, man. My man, yo, what up, JW? Got 1.5 inches of snow in here. Cincinnati, that Bengals wins, man. Yo, we got about 2 to 4 inches, man. Adam, what's going on, brother? What's going on, my man? Oh man, I love everybody. Everybody checking in, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. I just gotta say, man, for real. Like, I decide to do this, and it's not even a finished product yet. Okay, it's not. I got so many things coming up. A huge partnership with somebody coming up, man. Somebody coming up that you guys all know. And well, we're gonna do something together, which is gonna be pretty big. I can't wait. My man Foods checking in. What's up, Foods? Little happy victory Monday. No Black Monday for us, Foods. No Black Monday here. Damn, 10.5, J-Doll. Wow. Yeah, I thought I was gonna break my back shoveling 4 inches, man. 10.5. God bless. God bless. Yep. Just saw New Orleans got permission to talk to Kellen Moore for that coaching job. There's gonna be a lot of that going on. I hate that rule, by the way. I hate it. I hate that these guys get to talk to people why, and I get it. I understand it. But listen, if you're live right now, check it in, man, and you're not on YouTube, get over to YouTube. You stay where you're at, but make sure when you're done, go over on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, because I'll tell you what, man, it's about a month, still some things in play. Different things, man. I had a post go viral, which is amazing, on Baker Mayfield. It's up to like 5,000 views. I don't buy anything. I don't pay for views. I don't pay for subs. All right, we're up to about 371 subs. Look, I've had people tell me that it's not possible, that the stuff you do is dead, had all that. Yeah, well, guess what? Dead my ass. Because guess what, man? Maybe the channels I were on were just friggin' dead. But I wasn't dead. I tell you that. I wasn't dead. So we're changing the landscape here. We're changing the game, and we're having fun. We're having fun because we're talking about everything. My man, my Jimmy Wag, Cincinnati Bengals fan right there, checking in. Because we could talk about Cincinnati. We could talk NFL. I don't just talk Philly. You saw the hashtag. Tony Cotillo Show is not just Philly. And again, as always, bets powered by Odd Chopper. Tails, get over there as well. Make sure you subscribe. Hit another parlay. A couple days ago, the parlays are back. Plus money prop train is here. And a lot of good fun, man. A lot of good fun. But let's talk about Black Monday. And for all you people, okay, that told me that I was wrong about Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson gets a statue in Philadelphia. Doug Peterson is the best coach because he won a Super Bowl. Listen to me. When you are in that stratosphere, if you're getting statues, you need to be winning multiple rings at different franchises, okay? And he went to Jacksonville, didn't have the coaching staff that he had here in Philadelphia. And what happened? He died. He died. Right? It didn't work. Like everybody told me that Doug did not win that Super Bowl, man. Listen, I'm glad we won it, but I told you I wasn't the Doug Peterson guy. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And Jacksonville didn't see it either because he's out. Great guy, right? Great guy. One with the Lord, Mormon, all that kind of stuff. I get it, right? Right. But we're not hiring good guys. Hiring guys to win football games. You know, he did a really good thing going out there in Jacksonville, taking over with that Urban Meyer ridiculous situation in adversity, and he came in, and everybody thought he was going to be the quarterback whisperer. Oh, Dougie P. Thank God. Trevor Lawrence has Dougie P. Are you kidding me? Have you watched? Did you watch the Jacksonville Jaguars? They were terrible. They were terrible. He was calling the plays. Come on, man. Like, eventually, things run dry. Dougie P caught lightning in a bottle. He did. Caught lightning in a bottle. Had a tremendous coaching staff, right? We essentially, one day, could be talking about Nick Sirianni and the same thing. I mean, let me just ask you this. How many Eagles players have you heard when they talk? Because I just listened to Brandon Graham on ESPN. How many of them guys say he's a good coach? He's a good leader of men, they say. Calls me, asks me how I'm doing. Didn't say he's a good coach. Good leader of men, right? That doesn't essentially mean that makes your team a winner. So that's my whole point with Doug Peterson. Great leader of men, could be the super nice guy, but at the end of the day, is he the good football coach that you need? Simple. My man Jay Wag second in. He says, Zach Taylor equals Doug Peterson. Both should be out of a job. Taylor has never won the Bengals a game. Yo, Jay, I am shocked that they got fired. They fired Lou. Honestly, I am shocked that they fired Lou, their defensive coordinator. That dude, listen, that team was 4-8. They let Jesse Bates go. They had no defense whatsoever. And he got those dudes to rise up and play after a 4-8 start to give them a chance, and then they let them go. Are you serious? I was shocked. One of the most respected guys in the NFL. Like, honestly, to me, he should get the Steve Spagnuolo treatment. Seriously. I mean, that was Spags before he won the big dance. Right? I mean, let's think about it as a D coordinator, I mean. But, I mean, think about it. I mean, that's what I keep saying. Like, these guys, Gerard Mayo, are you kidding me with Gerard Mayo? I'm sorry, man. That's ridiculous, right? Not Lou's fault. Yeah. They let their best defensive player in decades and a D in Jesse Bates, who's out there making all kinds of plays for Atlanta, instantly made the Atlanta Falcons defense better. And nobody's talking about that. Come on, man. So ridiculous. Like, these guys all need a scapegoat, man. They all need a scapegoat. It sucks. And I know it's part of the business, and I know they all know, and they expect it. I get it, but, man, they said they played a flipping kicker what they could play T. Yeah, he's talking about T. Higgins, who's on a franchise deal. Now, T said that he'll take less money to play, but I don't know, man. Some franchises are just run differently. And Cincinnati has never been that franchise. And it's a reason why they got to start over and go back and go back. It's the consistent teams that have the good ownership and good management, like the Philadelphia Eagles. Not because I'm a Philly guy, but I'll tell you what, year in and year out, you watch this team and they're competitive. And Howie's a fixer. If it doesn't work, shifts it out, and boom, we're back again. Now, what are they going to do in Atlanta? They paid all that money to Kirk Cousins. And then they draft Michael Penix, who we know Michael Penix is the truth. That dude can ball. That dude can ball. Okay? Very, very simple. And you look at that team, what are they going to do out there? How are they going to slice that up? They can't keep him as a bench guy. And he's got a no-trade clause. Like, horrendous management out there in Atlanta. And can we go back to New England for a minute? Like, I hate when these coaches don't even get an opportunity to show what they could do. I like Gerard Mayo. I do. I mean, look at Antonio Pierce and getting asked questions in the news conference. I mean, that's typical Raiders, right? Guys, I guess I'm still the head coach, far as I know. Right? It's like, are you serious? I mean, that's why these franchises never win. Think about it. It's crazy, man. But Gerard Mayo, with that team, with that roster, you don't even give him a chance? Like, serious, you don't even give him a chance. Not even be able to see that whole thing through for another year, Drake May. Try to go out there and get a receiver in free agency or through the trade market. And they were trying to do that. Showed they were trying to get somebody. So why do you get rid of them? And then Kraft's going to come up there and talk about, oh, it's a tough decision. Come on, dude. Go back to the massage parlor. Get out of here. Like, really? Come on, Bob. Like, how you won all those rings. You finally had to make a decision, right? You had Belichick for all those years. You had Brady for all those years holding your jock. And now all of a sudden, you got to make a call. Got to make a decision. And you're going to come out with this, I lost sleep. I don't know. Like, come on, man. Give me a friggin' break. Give me a break. Gerard Mayo should still be a head coach. And I hope somebody gives him a goddamn opportunity to be a head coach again, man. It's ridiculous. The fact that Mayo got pushed out their year with a GM didn't put up a good roster around him, frustrating. Exactly. And honestly, I'm going to say this because Javon knows and Adam knows. I don't shy away from adversity, right? And you want to know why? That people talk about the lack of respect to African-American coaches. Like, I'm not, listen, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that's the reason why. But what I'm going to do is tell you that does fuel that narrative. And it does put credence behind that argument. You got a guy like Brian Dable out there in Giant Land still coming back after he showed he couldn't handle that team, right? And you got a guy in Gerard Mayo who, if you talk to people, even Sean McDermott said, yo, that's a good coach. I don't want to coach against him. He just didn't have the guys. He didn't have the talent. And the guys that he did have, he coached up as much as he could. Listen, Drake May had some good games, right? He finally got in. Demario Douglas showed that he could play. Kayton Boutte showed that eventually he could play. I think he handled a couple of the other situations with the rookies the right way. Showed some veteran leadership. And right off the bat, he's gone. Robert Kraft? Give me a break. That's the way I feel. Yeah, exactly. I take him right now. And that's what's ridiculous too, Javon. If that happens, because you had a chance to get Vrabel last year. If you wanted Vrabel that much, you should have had him. That's ridiculous. That if that happens, and that's going to fuel that damn narrative more and more. It's a shame, man. I hate it. I hate it. My man Philly Liverpool FC checking in says he says who's worse, Tony Khan running AEW or his father running the Jags? That's right. I always forget about that. So are we sure Tony ain't running the? You know what? He could be. He could be. I didn't forget about you, brother. I didn't forget about you. Just busy right now, but I'll take care of that. I promise you. The Ash Foods. I took care of him. I'll take care of you too. I promise. But nah, man. Listen, I agree. I don't know what's going on in the NFL. I know these guys are under a lot of pressure, but I mean, here's the thing. I get that they lost out the number one pick. I'm back to New England. Right? But what did you want him to do? Right? He wants to go out and show that he can coach a team when there's nothing presumably for them to play for. And I think that shows a huge quality. And he goes out there, they don't get the number one pick, shows that they actually played. And guess what? You get rid of him? Right? You didn't even get a full year with Drake May? Serious? Like all the injuries that you dealt with? Not one go-to wide receiver for this kid? That's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. Robert Kraft has to tell me, okay, what he was wrestling with. What were you wrestling with, Bob? Like, honestly, what was the decision out there that you were wrestling? It's a joke. Absolute joke, right? And then you look at some of the other teams. I think we already knew, right? Interim coaches. Where you have New Orleans, you have the Jets, you have the Bears. There's a lot of, again, Matt Eberflus was a stiff, right? Listen, Thomas Brown did a good job. He should get an opportunity somewhere. I like some of the decisions he made. I like that they won that game against Green Bay. That's a huge game to win. Huge game. He needs to get some credit for that, man. Thomas Brown needs to get some recognition for that. And that's the thing. We always cover everybody else. We cover what are the top guys that we're going to cover. We never get those underlining guys ever, right? I still don't even think Robert Saleh should have been fired for the Jets. That issue was that issue is the same issue the freaking Raiders have. The same issue the Cowboys have. Ownership sucks. That's why. Owners are meddling in everything when they don't belong. Now, I will say, in the Philadelphia Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie is very involved in the team. But I think he's actually earned that right. Year in and year out, they're not a laughingstock of the NFL. Year in and year out, they're competitive. Okay, there was one time when they had some issues, and that was with Chip Kelly. Now, here's a good one. John Gruden to the Jets confirmed. That's my prediction. Grudog's coming back, bro. Grudog, cancel culture is over with Grudog. He's coming back. Whether you like him, you don't like him, he's coming back. But here's another thing. What? No love for Pete Carroll? Like, nobody's even talking about Pete Carroll. I don't want to hear about AIDS. I don't want to hear about any of that. Nobody's talking about Pete Carroll. I don't understand. Don't get it. I don't get it. Bill Belichick can go and get a job, but Pete Carroll gets no consideration? I have a hard time believing that. I have a hard time really believing that. I do. Now, I think these shiny new toys that we see, you know, you hear guys like Liam Cohen, you hear guys like Ben Johnson, obviously, Kellen Moore, who's here in Philadelphia. Again, man, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to continue to say it. Some guys just need to be coordinators, and some guys need to be coaches. Simple. And unfortunately, usually the defensive coaches aren't the ones that work out. Yeah, I think Shanahan comes back. Yeah, I think he comes back. I just think he's one of those mainstays, man. Honestly, I think he's one of those mainstays. And I think the problem with the Niners is the quarterback. I'm going to say it. I'm going to continue to say it. Everybody thought Brock Purdy's Joe Montana. I said, let him get film on him. Give him a year. See what happens. Didn't look like Steve Young or Joe Montana out there, did he? Just throwing it out there, man. Just throwing it out there. But, you got Gruden out. You got Rex Ryan that wants to come back. I mean, Rex Ryan, listen, I like Rex. But, my God, can you grovel anymore to try to get that Jets job? Jesus Christ. Every time I go on social media or I watch his show, he's talking about the Jets and how he would change. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. Interview. I understand. But, God, get off your knees, bro. Like, seriously, get off your knees. Have some pride, man. Like, seriously. But, nah, all kidding aside, there's going to be a lot of changes, man. There's going to be a lot of changes. I'm excited. I'm always excited. But what I'm really excited for is that right here in my town, even though this show is not just Philly, I want to be Philly right now because head coach, whatever, my team is in the driver's seat, in my opinion. You say whatever you want. Say whatever you want about everybody else. Well, all I'm saying is I'm a ride with my birds. Adam says, you think Rex Ryan could deal with Aaron Rodgers? I don't think Aaron comes back, man. I think Aaron's done. I think Aaron knows he's done. I think Aaron knows he was limited this year. I think Aaron knows. Listen, there were certain throws that I also said Aaron Jones. There were certain throws that Aaron Rodgers made this year he didn't make this year that he normally would have made. I watched him the other night, and a couple of those throws with the flick of the wrist that usually go like 90 miles an hour were only going like 55. Like he went from a cut fastball to a palm ball real quick. And that has nothing to do with injury. That just has to do with you're losing it, man. Father time is father time. Okay, there's two people that are undefeated forever: Mother Nature and Father Time. Very, very simple. So as long as they are undefeated, there's going to be nothing else for you to do. So I think Aaron Rodgers is done. I do. I think Aaron Rodgers is done. I think the most intriguing storyline, in my opinion, is going to be the Bears' job. I want to see, because you have to get somebody in there that can work with Caleb Williams, because you're looking around the NFL and you see Bryce Young come back. Hell of a listen. What he was able to do, get benched, come back, and be 2 times better than he should have been. Unreal. A lot of that is coaching. Then we watched Dan Quinn, what he did out there in Washington with Jaden Daniels. Got to be on the same page. But you also have to have the OC, like Cliff Kingsbury, making sure he calls the right plays in the right system for the quarterback. So this Bears team, to me, very intrigued, because I think Caleb Williams has a lot of talent. And obviously, they brought in DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift. They gave him weapons, more weapons than they gave Drake May. But now what they have to do is they have to put somebody in place to put it all together. Well, listen, I am going to get out of here, because guess what? It's 3 minutes until Raw is on Netflix, and I can't wait. I am a big wrestling guy, and if you guys are interested, ladies are interested, okay, I will be, yes, real fast, Jimmy, I'll get to this because this is so true. Caleb needs a Harbaugh in his life. Absolutely. He needs, just like what Harbaugh did for Herbert, that's what Caleb needs. And I think it's out there. So it's going to be very, very important on who they bring in. But listen, I will be live tonight about 11:15, breaking down historic WWE on Netflix. So if you're up, if you're around live tonight, and I'm probably going to have some calling guests because we already talked about it, okay, breaking down what will be a WrestleMania type atmosphere. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, man. We are having a ball right here on the Tony Cotillo Show. Things are getting bigger. Things are getting better. And make sure you're you're part of all the fun. Catch you here tonight. Let's go watch Raw and see who makes history on Netflix.